Welcome to Lighting for Profits.
All light.
Powered by Emery Allen. Here is your host, Ryan Lee.
All right. Let's go. Excited to be back. Happy New Year. Can you say Happy New Year 6 days past the New Year? I don't know. January 6th might be a little late. But still, I want everyone to have a Happy New Year. Not just one day of the year, you have a Happy New Year. Excited to be back. Took a couple weeks break, gave the team time off, and excited to be back though. So it's Lighting for Profits, powered by Emery Allen, and I'm your host, Ryan Lee. So as the new year kicks off, I don't know if you guys know this, but we're the #1 landscape lighting show in Dallas, Texas. My old stomping grounds, Dallas, Texas. Really excited for today's guest. We got Mr. Swapnil Bora, the inventor, the founder, the starter, the CEO of BlueHopper and MeshTek. Guys, you know the technology. You get a lot of you are installing these lights on houses now, the color changing permanent lights. We've got the inventor. This guy is kind of a big deal, and I'm excited to have him on the show. If there's any fans of Shark Tank, you're probably going to recognize him because he was on Shark Tank. I think it was like 10 years ago, 11 years ago now, but introducing this technology. And now a lot of you guys are using it on your projects. So excited to have Swapnil Bora on in just a couple of minutes. As a reminder, if you're looking to start or grow a landscape lighting business, you're definitely in the right place because we're here to educate. We're here to motivate, to help you dominate. And today's going to be an awesome episode. Not just inspirational, but educational as well. So excited to have Swapnil on in just a few minutes. Before we have him on, I've got kind of a rant. I've got kind of a complaint. And I get frustrated, and sometimes the frustration comes out on the podcast. And lately, I've been thinking most business owners have it backwards. In fact, I remember when I started my lighting business, I did too. Most don't really understand the difference between an investment and an expense. And, I used to think things like, well, I can't afford an admin. I can't afford to hire an admin. I can't afford to advertise, or I can only afford so much, right? I can't afford to wrap my truck. There was a time where I thought I can't afford a truck. I can't afford to pay that person what they want. I can't afford to pay a lead technician. I can only afford a helper, right? And so I want to ask you a question. Is it fair? Could we agree on something? Is it fair to say that our circumstances that we're in right now, that they're a result of the decisions that we've made up until now? Could we agree that our decisions dictate our result, and therefore dictate the circumstance that we are in? So if you're not happy with where you're at, you don't like the circumstance that you're in, and that could be you're not making enough money, or you don't have enough time, or your business isn't where it should be. You're doing too much in your business. Whatever your circumstance is, if you're frustrated with it, could we agree that it's based on the decisions that you've made that have led you to this point? And some people might not agree with that. They might go, well, no, it's because of the economy and it's because of this person. And they might blame it on external factors. But if you're really being honest and you're, assuming accountability, I think the truth is that our circumstance is basically a result of all the decisions that we've made have led us to where we're at, right? And if you do this, if you take accountability, well, then that's what's nice is you can take control and you can do something about it, right? And so you have to change the decisions or the process in which you make decisions if you want to get different results, right? I'm hoping that I'm coming through. I'm hoping we can agree on that, right? And so I want to ask you, we all have different, a better version of ourself or our business. We're trying to better ourselves here on this earth. We're trying to get smarter if we're trying to get education. We're trying to be more patient if we're trying to be a better person, whatever it is, right? Trying to build our business up and hire our replacement and do these things. So what would the future version, imagine yourself 3, 4, 5 years down the road, or the future version of yourself where you're I know I'm going to be more successful, but I just need this and this and this. If these things would happen, right? So imagine your future version, the successful version, the one who has the money, the one who has their time, right? What would they say? Like, what advice would they give to you? Would they say, yeah, you're right? Would they just agree with you and be like, yeah, you're right. You can't afford to hire an admin. You can't afford to do that advertising. You don't have the time to do these things. Or would they prompt you to like maybe troubleshoot and problem solve? Would they say something like, you can't afford not to invest in something? You can't afford not to hire an admin. You can't afford not to pay this person more, right? Because that's the truth. Like you can't afford not to do some of these things. And I see so many entrepreneurs in the lighting industry specifically that are stuck because they're so stubborn with their decision making process and they keep making decisions the exact same way, but somehow expecting a different result. And unless you're like perfectly fine with your circumstance, your existing circumstance, with where you're at today, then it's a fact that you have to start making decisions differently, right? So if you're constantly, thinking about putting something off, delaying the decision making, kicking the ball down the field, oh, I'll do that tomorrow, maybe next year, all these types of things, you got to ask yourself, if you're being honest with yourself, is like, how has that worked out for you? And yes, you should be grateful. You should have gratitude that it's gotten to where you're at. But what got you here will not get you there. And that's why you're so stuck. That's why you feel stuck. That's why you feel frustrated, because you're thinking that the decision making process that got you here is going to be the same that's going to get you to where you want to be. And it's just not happening. And that's why you're stuck spinning your wheels. And so you have to learn to make decisions differently. You have to learn to make decisions a lot of times faster. You have to be willing to take on more risk than the average person. Okay. If you're just an employee, you don't have to take risks. But as an entrepreneur, as a founder, as a CEO, you have to be willing to take risks if you want to get to these next levels. Everybody I know that's more successful than me has taken more risks than me, right? And there's a difference between a calculated risk and just, gambling, right? But it does mean that you have to make decisions differently. So the cool thing is, here we are 6 days into the new year, which means you get to start over. You get to become someone else. You get to let go of your bad habits and start new ones. You get to let go of your bad decision making and start making better decisions. And again, like not every decision was bad. It got you here. So that's awesome, right? But it's time to mature. It's time to elevate. It's time to go to the next level. I don't remember when, this was years ago, I learned this, that successful people, they don't care what something cost. In fact, they don't usually ask, how much is it? They ask, what is it worth? Because the moment something is worth more than the actual cost or expense, they pull the trigger every single time, because that's called an investment and they get a return on their investment, right? And so lately, I've had a lot of people asking me about Light It Up Expo. And they got questions on what's happening this day and what's happening this day and what am I going to get out of it and how much is it and all these different questions. And so what I want to do is just give you a quick rundown of the agenda and let you decide, what is it worth? Okay? Because I already know some of you are making excuses as to why you can't come. Well, I can't afford it. I don't have time. Maybe next year. Okay. You're stuck in the old you. You're stuck in the existing you, that framework that doesn't make the right decisions. And you need to ask your future version of like, what decision should I make? Would the future version of yourself encourage you to be around others at a networking event, to learn from these vendors, to learn from these speakers, and learn from people that are further along the path than you are? Because the type of decision making that has led you here has led you here. You're stuck. You're frustrated. You're wanting more. So why not change your behavior? Why not try something new? Why not make different decisions than you have in the past and see if you get different results? Yes, it's risky. It might not work. You might not like it, right? That's called risk, right? But you're not going to get anywhere further than you are by not investigating, by not taking some of these risks. So here's a quick rundown, and I'll let you decide if it's valuable and how valuable it is to you. So it's March 3rd through 6th, Orlando, Florida. Tuesday, March 3rd is a hands-on training. So if you're wanting hands-on training for landscape lighting or permanent lighting, or holiday lighting, this is the room to be in. We decided, actually, this was actually not part of the original itinerary. We bolted this day on. But it's included in your ticket. It's free. I used to charge $1,800 to train people how to do landscape lighting live. And we had a room of 50 people. It was sold out, waiting list and everything. $1,800. You're getting it for free, included with your ticket to Light It Up Expo. So what is it worth? What is just this one day worth? Well, you could go, I don't know, you learn some design stuff, install stuff, pricing, sales, marketing, whatever. Or you could be like, wow, this could be the thing. This could change the entire trajectory of my business, my family, my legacy. Literally, if you learn to bolt on landscape lighting, or you learn to bolt on permanent lighting as an additional service, and now all of a sudden you generate millions and millions of dollars of revenue, and that changes your trajectory, like, I'm not going to put a value on it, because it could be $0 to you, and it could be millions of dollars by just learning with this one new skill, getting in the room with others and fast tracking your success. Okay. So Tuesday, March 3rd, hands-on training. Some of the trainings will bleed into March 4th, Wednesday, because we have that morning. So some of them will be one day on Tuesday. Some of them will actually complete that Wednesday morning. Wednesday, March 4th is the expo. Okay. 2 to 7. We have happy hour at like 5 o'clock. This allows you to come in early that morning, and then vendors, networking. Many manufacturers are bringing brand new products and releasing them at Light It Up Expo. Like, that's freaking awesome, right? Released at the show. And so what's that day worth? Building relationships with some of your suppliers, manufacturers, distributors, networking with your peers. I mean, honestly, like one hallway discussion that's not even on the agenda. You just talking to someone randomly saying, so tell me about you. How'd you get your business to the size it is? Oh, you have other businesses? Wow. How do you run multiple businesses? One conversation could change everything. Thursday, March 5th. In the morning, we got keynote speakers, and then we have some breakout sessions. Okay. So some of it's like all together with keynotes, and then we have breakouts where you can go and choose the topic that you want to hear about. But we got Jimmy Tompkins, which he came and spoke for us at Secret Summit. I'm telling you guys, people were blown. Just his talk, they were like, "Hey, I'm done. I could leave now." Right? So good. Brandon Vaughn is a keynote that day. He's amazing. He's built so many businesses. He just turned a concrete floor coating business from zero. He founded the thing like on YouTube like 4 years ago to now doing $2 million a month. Right? So I kind of want to ask him some questions. I kind of want to learn from him because he kind of knows what he's doing. Dan Plata, Megan Likes, Mike Marlowe. I mean, these are all like titans of their industries. Okay. And we got a lot more speakers too, but those are the ones that I just wrote down real quick. What is that worth? What is that worth? At least a couple bucks. Like, so much value in this room, and you get to go network and rub shoulders with these people. And then finally, Friday, March 6th. And we have like VIP dinners on like Thursday and Friday, and lunch is included on Thursday and Friday, even a general admission ticket. So we got some other cool stuff, but this is just like the general outline. Then Friday, March 6th, more keynote speakers, expert roundtables. So you can go to like the table of some of these speakers and some of these keynotes and literally just go up to them and ask questions. Like, hey, if you were me in my business and this is my circumstance, what would you do? And earlier you talked about this, but can you give me more details? Right? So this is like exclusive access. Kenny Kaufman, he's going to be one of our speakers. He just sold his, I don't want to say how much, but multi-million dollar lighting business. He'll be there. The authors of Go for No. Have you guys read the book Go for No? The authors are going to be there. They're a keynote for us on Friday. So super excited to have them. I've gotten to know them over the last few weeks. What is that worth? What is that worth? So I'll let you guys decide what it's worth. But I can't let this go by without pleading and begging you to look at this opportunity. Look at the value that's going to be provided for this week. And I want to invite you. So go to Light It Up Expo, lightitupexpo.com, get your ticket. You will regret if you don't go. And that's just how it is. And if you go, yeah, maybe there is a chance, if I'm being honest, that you're like, I don't know, should I have gone? But we put together an awesome lineup. I highly doubt that's going to happen. So super excited for this event. Don't procrastinate. This event will sell out. I just want you in the room. So we only have so many seats, and I don't think people want standing room. So I want to see you guys there. get your ticket, lightitupexpo.com. If you're on the fence, hit me up. I'll get you a promo code. It's even at the price it's at now, it should be easy, but hit me up and I'll hook you up. All right. So, hey, real quick before we have Swapnil on, where's my music? Oh, there it is. I need a drink. So, hey, you know what? It's a new year, new goals, new standards. And we've all learned this lesson the hard way. Just because something looks good on the outside doesn't mean it delivers where it matters. In fact, this applies to relationships, it applies to business, and it definitely applies to lighting. So, you can install a great looking fixture, but if what's inside is low quality, low CRI, inconsistent, and you're starting the year off wrong, right? So this year, it's time to upgrade what matters. Emery Allen's products are built with high quality components, exceptional color accuracy, and the kind of consistency your projects and your reputation depend on. So because we're in the new year, we're not cutting corners. We're raising the bar. Emery Allen, new year, new products, still what's on the inside that counts. Listen, if you haven't taken advantage of this hookup, reach out to Tom G at emeryallen.com. Learn more about their products. Get the contractor pricing. If you want the best pricing, just mention that you heard about them here on Lighting for Profits. Just email Tom G at emeryallen.com. Thanks, Tom G. All right. And you can come learn about their products at Light It Up Expo, too. They're our platinum sponsor. So I think it's time, guys. I'm stoked for this interview. Let's get the music going and get the man in the room. He looks ready. Welcome to the show, Mr. Swapnil Bora. What's up, Swapnil?
Nothing much, Ryan. That is really light it up music, isn't it?
I try to keep it fun, like business sometimes can get boring, so we got to have some fun.
Yeah, light and music go hand in hand.
I love it, man. Well, dude, thanks so much for joining me here. Really looking forward to our conversation. I've enjoyed getting to know you the past few weeks here. And just looking forward to it. Thanks for taking the time.
Likewise, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So I guess you want to just do a quick introduction to who you are and what your background is?
Absolutely. So I'm Swapnil Bora, founder and CEO of MeshTek Labs and BlueHopper Lighting. MeshTek Labs is the platform company. It's IoT platform, which is more about connected devices with long-range solutions covering hundreds of thousands of feet area, and now it's getting into horticultural markets, smart cities, commercial, industrial solutions, next-gen exit signs, you name it. And then BlueHopper Solutions is the subsidiary of MeshTek Labs, which focuses on outdoor lighting and control solutions. And we have 40 plus issued patents today, all US-based technology, which I'm very proud of. And we are here to solve the connectivity problems, which is one of the biggest industry issues, especially as things are growing outside of the house, outside, of any commercial property, where you want that ease, that simplicity, that convenience, and then that's what we are focusing on, and that's what I'm here to talk about today.
I love it, man. Thanks for the intro. And you mentioned connectivity. I mean, it's a huge thing because you could sell someone the dream. It's like, oh man, look, we got these awesome products and blah blah blah, and it's going to look amazing. And then all of a sudden you hear people saying, "Oh, I lost connection and it's not working." And then all of a sudden, like you sold this dream that's now a nightmare and a bad customer experience,
Yeah, exactly. And then Ryan, you nailed it. You talked about ROI, right? And try that change, right? Try that investment, and you may have different like amazing returns possibly. So that is the crux of all the landscape lighting businesses, how we have been seeing. And uh, if you see taking that decision, that change, ROI is two variables. One is returns and one is investment. If the investment is low, taking that decision is much easier, right? And that is where I am seeing there's a big gap in the landscape lighting industry where the technology can solve that investment part drastically down, especially now with AI, right? You probably are now forefront of AI as well yourself when it comes to lighting, landscape lighting. You're probably seeing ton of applications, but that is where uh, BlueHopper is solving these uh, investment issues, where how easy I can get into this business, right? How I can provide that premium value, and then what are the technology aspects that ensures not just very efficient uh, installations, but to maintenance, to control, and on top of that, scaling that business, which is all about lifetime value of that specific customer, adding more and more value to that customer. That customer is happy, and on top, because of that, you are building that $10,000 project into $100,000 project over next 4 years, 5 years, and then word of mouth and all other aspects automatically come together to make that business $1 million business in short time. So that's how we are looking at it.
How will someone leverage that? Give us an example of how like they get their foot in the door with one product, but now all of a sudden this technology opens up more opportunity for revenue down the road.
Yeah, so let me start with some of the tech aspects and how we are solving and how it is really helping to get that business growth, right? So first of all, entry level needs to be super easy. If you're gonna need training for a few days, right, and you're gonna spend a lot of money, and your crew members are not there, automating that entire solution, right, especially crew members, like who they are the field guys, making it very easy for them. That has been one of the number one problems that I have seen. Managers would come, get trained, and great, amazing, right? But you get calls from that field guy. Hey, how do I do this? Right? How do I reset? How do I add lights? Or whatever it is. But starting there, if it is automated and if the system is very simple, you are saving $5,000 to $10,000 just like that, right? In terms of time value and how much investment you're putting in actual products. So we start there, keeping it very simple, training, readily available support system. And with AI solutions, now you can literally talk to our app, asking any question related to the product, related to technology. Hey, how do I reset? How do I schedule, and so on, right? And then at the product level itself,
Will it do that? So you can ask it a question. Will it program? Like if you say, hey, program it for this time, will the AI do that?
exactly. And I have a specific video to play for that.
Oh, that's the video I'm going to play.
There you go.
Okay.
You want to move forward with that? Let's do that, and then I will jump into those technology aspects.
Should we play it now or should
Yeah,
we?
please. Yeah,
I mean, we could tease it.
there you go. Okay, then let's tease it. I like that, right? So those are the tech aspects, and then the other parts are like in the outer world, the connectivity is important, and as soon as the wiring is there, it becomes nightmare. It becomes uh, the cost is prohibitive of any good size projects, right? And then only strong property owners, right, premium customers is who can afford it. If you solve that with simple tech such as long range wireless meshing that understands Bluetooth, and that is where many of our patents are. If you have something like that in the products all over, in MR16, pipings, G4, roofline lighting, fans, bistro, you name it, right? Complete product portfolio solution. It becomes as easy as pairing your AirPods like commissioning air parts within 5 seconds, 10 seconds, and just expand scale as customer wants, ensuring that you take 10 to 30% of time to do that specific job if you have to do against any other standard system you're doing today, right? That's one aspect. Second aspect is how this solution can be cost effective with different tech. And cost effective means this product should provide benefit of multiple products together, right? And the maintenance should be super easy, that I'm not spending time in replacing it. The technology should be reliable enough that it sustains long time and it just works, right? And then scalability comes with that. So one of the tech we also have is HyperLux tech. If you see,
What's
there's
that called?
HyperLux, right?
Okay.
The way it works is you have the technology where you have colorful lighting, RGB, W lights, and the way those light bulbs or lighting systems are designed is based on specific power. If you buy 10-watt bulb, it is 10 watt when red, white, green, blue, everything is on at 2.5 watts. And that's why you'll see red is very dim and my white is very bright and my green is brighter than blue or orange, like that, right? So it kind of kills the consistency. It kind of kills the elegance that people really look for. And that is something we developed with all our products, where the color consistency in terms of brightness, color accuracy is maintained very well. And when I say it's 5-watt MR16 bulbs or 14-watt par36 bulbs, it is 5-watt across all the colors, from millions of colors to choose from. It's up to 14-watt across millions of colors to choose from in par36 bulb, right? So that automatically reduces the number of bulbs and installation ease, right?
Yep.
And then another aspect is scheduling. Now, as soon as you go outside, think about right now the landscape industry or people are catered more towards is residential units, right? That's where it's easier because Wi-Fi can go around. And as soon as you start getting into bigger properties, especially commercial properties, big restaurants, hotels, 5-star hotels, wedding venues, right? You parks, municipalities, those projects, you need that long range solution. But on top of that scheduling aspect, where these devices are not connected to the internet all the time, right? You cannot rely on Wi-Fi or cellular or anything else. So having that scheduling feature right at the edge computing is it what we call. So each device know what day and time it is. And because of that, whether there is power for some time or no, whenever power comes back, whether there is any connection or no, these schedules just work, right? It is independent of network. And that solves the world's, like, this lighting industry's biggest problem, where my scheduling, down to the scheduling throughout the year, just works. We have made it very simple. The programming is like within 30 seconds. You can program even if you're on the other side of the world, if there's a gateway, right? So
can you, do other people have access to this technology? Because if they already have stuff at their house, like how can we integrate that into it?
Right. So today it is within BlueHopper and MeshTek ecosystem, and we are adding more partners. For example, we have other partners for decorative lighting, right? Where those lighting products such as Minleon or so, those are part of our ecosystem enabled with our technology and our controllers. And the technology goes not just outside now, but it's also going inside the house, especially those BR30s, wall lights, etc. And it is expanding in multiple verticals. As we speak, we are working on a lot of new products, new tech that is going to integrate all together. And to answer your question, yes, it is possible. It is only integration at our controller or our software level, and then that's possible then.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I got to ask you something, because I'm like, okay, I got to make sure I ask this question, because I've already got like 26 more questions for you. But
yeah,
I know you were on Shark Tank, and I went and looked back at the episode. I'm like, no, I didn't know it was you. I didn't know you, but I remember that episode because I was like, oh, like I was thinking he was on there for the color change. It was just it was the light bulb at the time,
Exactly.
but I totally remember that. What was that experience like? You just invented this awesome technology, and you go, hey, let's go to Shark Tank.
Yeah, to be honest, I did not know that time what Shark Tank is.
You didn't?
And this product, this technology, we had conceived during during our MBA program.
Okay.
In a business idea competition, and it was really launchpad. The UT Dallas gave us the launchpad to take this product and solutions, compete in various venture challenges across US, Canada, and that's how we also raised our first funding to go file patents, build prototypes, and everything then followed. And suddenly we got requests like, hey, you should now go for Shark Tank. They are going to have auditions here in Dallas.
And you never even watched it? You didn't know what it was?
And I had no idea then, right? I just knew it's some business show, some entrepreneur show. And I had a partner, I had a team, co-founders. So one of them presented, they loved it. And then we ended up doing that. A lot of rehearsal. We had amazing team of advisors and pre-investors who helped us put it together. And it ended really well. We got Mark, who is still an investor, and we are building now this MeshTek and lighting platform in multiple ways in various industries.
So Mark Cuban invested in what was the company name at the time?
It was iLumi.
That's right. Okay. So he invested then, and he's still involved? He's still an equity partner?
Yes.
Okay, sweet. That's awesome. Congrats, man. It's just so cool. I haven't watched that show for a long time, but that was in like the time where I was just like glued to every episode, and I just thought it was the coolest thing ever. And like,
I know, right?
It's a dream to get on there and do that. So that's killer.
I have 7-year-old, and now he loves that show.
Dude, you're like a superhero to him, man. You went on Shark Tank and got a deal,
I heard until he becomes teenager, I'm going to be superhero. And after that, don't know.
No. Then he's like, wants nothing to do with you unless it's a sweet family vacation. Well, that's cool, man. Congrats. And I think it's cool to see how you've like evolved. I think that's also just a good lesson in business. Like, yeah, it's an awesome idea, but if you would have just stayed with that, I mean, you probably would have gotten passed by, all your competition and stuff like that. So you just keep expanding and opening your door and see what else is out there and how else could we make this work. And I think that just goes to show. I mean, what year was that you were on the show?
It was, I think, 2015.
Yeah. So 10 years ago or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to innovate. You got to keep, reinventing yourself and coming up with new things. So congrats to you for being where you're at. It's cool.
Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. Should we watch this video?
Yeah. And that is the third aspect, AI now.
Okay. That looks weird. Okay. That looks better. Okay. So here we go. I'm going to play this video. Change my screen here. Can everyone see that? Does that look good?
Yeah.
Maybe I got to make it bigger. Is that better?
It is.
What if you could speak to your lights the way you talk to your best friend? What if your home could feel your emotions and light up your life naturally? Introducing Talk to Your Lights from BlueHopper, a new era of automation powered by your voice.
Hey, schedule my lights for the big game tonight.
Celebrate your team with lights that cheer as loud as you do.
Schedule my Christmas lights for the whole month of December.
In an instant, your home becomes a winter wonderland with dazzling Christmas colors and effects.
Put my lights to bluey.
Even kids can join the fun, transforming your home with just a few words.
Make my house spooky for Halloween.
Make the house romantic. I've got a surprise plan.
Turn an ordinary evening into an unforgettable romance.
Make my house more patriotic.
Express gratitude and honor with patriotic lighting scenes that shine with pride.
Schedule my lights pink for my daughter's birthday on May 7th.
The lights will turn on at sunset with a joyful pink glow, making every birthday magical.
Turn on my security lights.
Feel safe knowing your lights have got you covered. Whether it's Christmas, Halloween, or the 4th of July, BlueHopper makes your celebrations unforgettable. From global celebrations to personal moments, BlueHopper connects us all. BlueHopper, connecting to the environment naturally. Say it, see it, love it.
All right, that's pretty dang cool.
Yeah, and this video is not made by AI. Let me clarify.
Are you sure?
See?
Oh, that's definitely a Dallas house.
Yeah.
I recognize those houses.
Yeah. But this is what I'm talking about, right? There are AI applications, and then there is AI models, building your own AI models to do various things, right? And this is where now they're putting a lot of talent, building web apps to communication, like how it understands the command, how people expect it to work as, which groups. And eventually, I see personally as our vision at MeshTek is we're going to connect people to their environment naturally, right? I'm going to have my house as my buddy, right? It's my family member where if I go to house and say, hey, house, I am tired. I had too much work today. And house understands that as your buddy, and it turns that temperature, light, everything at that perfect.
Yeah, I could see that. The music, your like soft music that you like that calms you, turns on.
Exactly.
Them down.
Yeah. And this is possible today, but with pre-scenes and pre-programming and all that stuff. Here, it's automated learning that your house is learning. Like you meet friends learn about you, and they act accordingly, right? So this is where the future is, and the connectivity, right? And the AI IoT is what we call it as, like Internet of Things, but with AI, anything outdoor is what going to make it happen. And that's where our focus at BlueHopper and MeshTek is going to be. Bring a lot of partners, a lot of integrations, and just make it happen.
It's so cool. I remember hearing about the Internet of Things years ago, and in some of these examples, that just like you just don't think of what's possible, and then all of a sudden you see it, and then it just opens up the next realm of what's possible, and just keeps growing. And
Yeah.
it's gonna be crazy to see what this AI does.
Yeah.
What can you talk about the difference? Like when you the first company that you pitched on Shark Tank, was it Bluetooth at the time? What technology
Yes.
was it?
Correct. So, and that is the thing. So we were in dilemma that time. It was 2010, 11, right? Where we were choosing what to go for: Bluetooth, Zigbee, Wi-Fi, any other protocol, what to choose. An iPhone 4S had just came, and they launched Bluetooth Low Energy protocol in their phones that was going to enable such meshing solutions in the future. And we put all the bets there. Like, okay, no Wi-Fi because of you need router, gateway, and everything. And we built that, and we started solving all these problems where it is you need to have long range. Bluetooth is limited range. You have to have self-healing mesh network where if some lights are off, they're not nodes. You have to automatically connect other lights together in that network, right? And it should be all automatic. And that is where we realize we have actually not developed a smart bulb, but we have developed this platform that has a lot of applications across the board. And especially where you're not going to have internet connectivity or Wi-Fi or cellular, right? Anything outdoor, especially, that is where then we started translating in 2017-18. We put that under MeshTek protocol, and COVID actually catapulted because people started spending a lot more time outdoors, right? 2021, 22, we started seeing a lot of demand towards such solutions, anything outdoor, and the demand is skyrocketing now. But that was the difference. It was Bluetooth, but it's really MeshTek long range protocol that understands Bluetooth simultaneously.
So it's not Bluetooth, it's not Wi-Fi, it's MeshTek. I mean,
Correct.
that's what the technology's
Correct.
called?
Yeah, I would say dual MeshTek and Bluetooth together simultaneously.
So does that mean that like if I've got I'm doing lights for my neighbor here, and then if I do a few houses down, like the more projects we have, the stronger the connection, the stronger the network is?
Exactly. So there's security layer built in, but the connectivity range is just going to expand. So you won't be able to control, of course, lights of other houses, but your houses, but the in-between houses would enable you to extend the range. So that is absolutely there.
How long is the range? If there's not like how far, how close do you have to be to like the next nearest?
Right. So that range depends on the phone, but generally we have seen no issues for any iPhone 200 feet from first device. And because it is self-healing, all the devices automatically connect to each other and you can control and you can even schedule everything right from there.
Yeah, that's cool. I like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. And then node to node, like device to device open air range goes up to 1500 feet. So we can do municipality projects. We have like, some devices on water tower and some devices on fire station nearby, some on, rec center, library, parks, and everything works under mesh.
What was that second technology that's got 1500 feet?
That's the long range solution. So from one device to other device, the range is up to 1500 feet open air.
Oh, okay.
Almost, yeah, 6 football fields you can travel.
And that's all available with the BlueHopper system?
Correct.
So let's talk about BlueHopper, because I'm legitimately taking notes and learning about this stuff, right? You've got MeshTek, which is the technology kind of, behind the scenes powering all this, but now you guys have this brand BlueHopper, which is commercial, residential. It's the color changing, permanent lights, but it's also, do you have landscape lights and other fixtures as well?
Yes. So all this tech is built in at the light bulb level. So we have, when it comes to landscape lighting, we have 3 bulbs, G4 bipin, MR16, and PAR36, which enables all this tech. We have roofline lighting system. We have fence lighting. Roofline lighting can be under soffit, front facing, like traditional C9 looks. We have bistro lights. And then we have, floods and washers, which go from 20 watts to 300 watts, lighting up to, big water towers. We have that. And on top of that, we have partnerships with decorative lighting companies. So it's controller, but now 3 wraps, like bullet wraps, the strip lights, the neons, which are also part and aesthetically elegant, adding values for any property. Those also come as part of that ecosystem. And we are continuously adding more and more solutions, more products and integrations.
Sweet. Now, you guys are a sponsor and a vendor at Light It Up Expo. So please tell me you're bringing some of this with so we can get our hands on it and play with it.
Absolutely. And I'm very excited, Ryan. I think you are doing fantastic job of, bringing that or reducing that gap from the business, like starting that business to actually making it successful. And then I watched a couple of your videos too before coming here, and then I can see that you talk about all lifetime values and ROI and then how it works. That is exactly what we want. We are trying to make that efficient in terms of all the tech. In the end, what's going to happen is less time people spend in installation, right? More money they can make by selling it, right? And then that is exactly what we'll be focusing on. But
yeah,
I am excited and I'm bringing a ton of goodies.
Okay, sweet. I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, that's what it's about. Like, I think it's because I struggled for so long. Like you need the support of manufacturers, you need the support of vendors and stuff like that to help you be more efficient because it's hard to make money. You know, you get in front of a cheap homeowner and they're like, well, how much is it? And it's
Yeah.
like, man, you have no idea what's going into this. And then we have to stand behind it. We have to stand behind the warranty and like just all this stuff. So yeah, it's really important. And I don't know why, but I just love this industry. I think we're so blessed to be in it. There's
Yeah.
there's other things that you could do, I think, that make you more money, but this one's so rewarding because you can make a lot of money and it's rewarding because you flip those lights on and everyone knows what I'm talking about. The first night that the homeowner sees that, they're like, holy cow, I did not think this was possible. Like, I
Exactly.
can't believe this is our house. And it's so fast. You can get most of these installs done in a day. And they're like, they're used to like working with a pool company that took 9 months to build their pool, a home builder that took 2 years. You know, there's all these projects that just go on and on and on. And you go there, start one morning, that night they flip on the switch and their lights just transform their space. So it's such a cool business. And
Yeah.
not a lot of people know about it. I know people that have been in the industry a long time are like, "Oh, it's getting crowded." I'm like, you haven't
Yeah.
seen anything because how many people have these awesome lights on their house? There's just not that many. There's so many
Exactly.
more homes that still deserve to be lit.
Yeah, this industry, what I see is landscape lighting and overall outdoor lighting with color changing and decorative kind of aspects is booming rapidly at highest rate possible in combined in any lighting industry, right? It's 30% plus YOY, right? And the best thing I love about BlueHopper business is we literally put smile on customers' faces, right? It's that feeling itself pays for itself many times. So yeah,
It's so true. Like some people would prefer being in an industry where you sell things that people need, like
yeah,
HVAC. I need a garage door repair. Like I need some of these things. But I think that's why this is so fun. Like this is sexy. This is something that like puts a smile on their face. No one really like gets a new like HVAC system and they're
yeah,
like, man, this is just awesome. Kids, gather around, kids. Let's just turn this
exactly,
on together. You know, like we
exactly.
sell something that people want, and like it's like they don't have to go on a trip to Europe, but they do. They want to, and it's freaking awesome for them. They don't have to go to the beach, but they do. They want to. So we're giving them that same emotion, and they don't have to go anywhere. They just go home at night.
Exactly, right? Celebrate any season, any reason.
Any season, any reason. I like
Yeah.
it. Talk to me about the technology. There was one question I wrote down. So you have these MR16s bi pins par
Mhm.
36. Can you put them in any fixture, or is there certain fixtures where like there's
Yeah.
connectivity issues?
Great question. So it is all retrofit solution. So you take out old standard bulb and just put this one new in. Pairing is 5 seconds max for each light, and they automatically form the network. And about fixtures, I would say there are certain limitations because in the end, this is tech that is a lot of tech put into sizes, but they meet the ANSI specs. Par 36, they fit in all standard Par 36 fixtures. MR16s, there will be some fixtures it won't fit, but most of the fixtures, which we also carry and carrying a list now, uh, where it fit, and same thing for bipins. So yes, in most of the cases you would be able to retrofit those bulbs.
Okay, sweet. Um, Another problem that I see some people run into, not often, but I remember the first time I ran into this, I had no idea what was happening. The customer called and they said, "Hey, um, our garage door won't close." I'm like, "Okay, well, do you need a number to a garage door guy?" And they're
Mhm.
like, "Well, that's the thing. It works during the day, but at night it doesn't. We think it has something to do with the lights." I'm like, "You're crazy." But then I found out about EMI, uh,
Yeah.
electromagnetic interference, and I learned that like that can be an issue. So, is there any of that with the type of technology?
Yes. So we ensure the way we take care of that is having those correct certifications, including FCC, IC, in certain cases UL, CE, right? That is what makes that ensures that we are not like the lighting products that we have, they don't affect any other devices, and any other devices also cannot have any effect on these lighting. So they have both ways to pass these certification standards. So we have all these right standards in place.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So you guys have now quite a list of I mean, how many products are out there from MeshTek and BlueHopper? I mean, do you have any idea like
Yeah,
how many?
in the BlueHopper category with our own and partners, we have like 40 plus products now. Like
Okay.
people can look at bluehopper.com and see all the products. It's readily available.
It's
Joining is
Is
yeah,
it bluehopper.com?
bluehopper.com.
Okay.
And it is very easy. We don't charge much. The training is like 3 hours, get it done because it is simple. And that is the idea. If it is simple, then you don't need to spend too much time. You focus more on sales. You focus more on getting revenue. That is our focus. And with MeshTek, it is 60 plus, 50 to 60, I would say, product portfolio, different types of products enabled with this technology in various verticals. And they're all coming together, right? For example, we are also working on a mosquito misting system that is going to work together with landscape lighting solutions, right? Because in the end, more devices, better it is, stronger the network is, stronger the communication is, right? We will have certain additional partners who will be bringing with our tech some other aspects of outdoor solutions.
Cool.
We have Astro timers that controls fans, any outdoor equipment today, which is IP rated. And today those are used with, I would say, the standard transformers. The entire transformers becomes now BlueHopper intelligent. And then we have Astro timers as well, which you can connect, plug and play. It's 110 volts AC, so works on high voltage. But it can now make all these standard Christmas lights or any other things which cannot be colored or intelligent right away. Those things become part of one app.
Cool.
Right?
And that's just an external timer that you can plug the lights into.
Exactly.
Cool. Make sure to bring one of those to light it up.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I love that.
Absolutely.
So you mentioned the training about 3 hours. Is that just online then?
It is online. Yeah. And then we also help with respect to, hey, if the project is big, we have our own free design team, especially municipalities and bigger projects, commercial projects, where we see it's important for our brand as well, right? We want to ensure that this is a successful project. So we have design team in-house that we work. Just recently, we did rendering and complete design for a bridge. And that project is going to start in, say, February, March is expected.
Okay.
Like that. Yeah.
So I can be like, oh, crap, I got a lead, but I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Send you the pictures and you guys got my back.
Exactly. And we can discuss, and the design doesn't take long because again, the system, we try to keep it simple, and the product portfolio is amazing. So people can choose what they like from multiple options they have.
Hey, we had a follow-up question to what I was talking about earlier. What's up, Brian Grote? Communication affected when the lamps are installed in enclosed solid brass fixtures?
Great question, Brian. So consider this: when outside the fixture and open air, that range is up to 1,500 feet. And when it is inside the brass fixture, we have seen from one brass fixture to other brass fixture, the range is still up to 20 feet. So generally they work and they form a mesh network. So it will work. However, if there are any dead zones, right, at some places you just don't have anything and there's big brick wall or stone, something, we have repeaters which you can put, and it will kind of cover dead zone. And repeaters literally line of sight spherical, it will give you almost up to 500 feet range right there, connecting all the devices together. So that's how it would work. And then this is also part of the training that you go through. There's specific tools, specific troubleshooting tools right in the app that will say, putting device here is all good in simple green, yellow, and red markings on the app.
Okay, cool. So is that like repeater, is that you install that on the same like low voltage line or?
Yes, same low voltage line. It's all AC or DC, doesn't matter. It's up to 12 volt. I mean, standard transformer, even DC, it works up to 18 volt DC. anything.
Okay. Very cool. So you got quite a, you guys are building your dealer network and stuff like that. What are some of your most successful dealers doing right now that others are not, that they could benefit from?
Yeah, I think we have municipalities projects and large commercial projects. That's where the focus is growing, because again, it's all about lifetime value, right, and ROI. So we are encouraging our dealers like, hey, we can help. We just recently, last uh, quarter, helped an installer in California sell a job in a municipality job which has $100,000 budget each year for 5 years.
Nice.
Yeah, and then these are the kind of jobs we are focusing on. We have a team as well as partners who are assisting in getting such jobs, and we are enabling that also with the marketing aspect. So we also provide free marketing assets, up to 100 plus marketing assets with installers branding readily available from the app, and it's all automated. They can text, post it on Facebook, WhatsApp it, email it, whichever way, for all types of industries and all types of customers, readily available, including social media assets, videos with their branding. And that kind of also adds value to gain such jobs.
Absolutely. Yeah. Very cool. Well, that's awesome, man. I can't thank you enough for coming on here. I'm really looking forward to have you guys at Light Up Expo. I got a couple personal questions. Can I ask you those?
Absolutely. Please.
It doesn't have to do with necessarily BlueHopper, but like you've started this business. You're a founder. What's the hardest part about being a founder of the business?
I wore almost all hats, and I still sometimes do, right? It's tenacity has been the
Yeah.
most important thing that has been helping. But yeah, I mean, I would say sometimes you have to pivot. Sometimes, you have to change that directions. You always have limited money, and then trying, ensuring it works, it sticks, creating value, but not losing sight from the core value in our case, which is technology. Like, build it, patent it, build that intellectual property to such a large extent that it is going to create a lot of value down the line. And it's also something, you're pushing across the verticals, creating a lot of, I would say, cash flow potential, multiple ways, and potential acquisitions of each of those verticals as well. So having such business model itself and coming up with this was very difficult. It has been a lot of learning. Fortunately, blessed to have good advisors, good investors, good partners who always are there to help and kind of open up the vision whenever required. Or be,
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, a solid team is, it'd be hard to do it without, right? So,
Yeah.
what do you do on those bad days? Any tips or tricks, like on those days where you're just like, oh my gosh, I don't want tenacity. I don't know if I could do this. There's those
I
times
know.
where you're like, man,
Yeah.
you've got this vision, and then someone throws a curveball or something like that. Any tips there?
Oh yeah. Personally, I have some mentors and advisors.
Hmm.
Right. Sometimes even family couldn't help. Right. But having that right mentor, advisor who understands and can see the bigger picture and help you, uh, you know, uh, see that path or come up with solutions, work together. I think that has been really helpful in my case. So I always suggest, like, fellow entrepreneurs or so, hey, have that one or two advisors who you can go and talk it out. Like, hey, this thing is wrong, or is this issue, and whatever, right? I think that has been personally has been great for me.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing that. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I've only seen the benefit of that in like the last 6 years of my life. I never knew the value of it. I just thought you were supposed to figure this stuff out on your own.
Exactly. right?
I didn't
That's,
know that.
that's how you do it initially. But that advisors also tell, like, have trained me to delegate as much as possible, right? And then, on top of that, share and understand where your bottlenecks are, because they see at 100 other companies. And as you said, when you started, like, you're going to meet people when they come to expo, they're going to meet many other people, and people can share their problems, and they probably have already solved such problems in their experiences. So that talk and having that, and there is rule, unsaid rule, that entrepreneurs always help entrepreneurs no matter what. So I think that is it, right? And then I look forward to continuing this way.
Yeah, no, thanks for sharing. And you're right. Like, I realized why the entrepreneurs are so willing to share. Even when I had my lighting business, I didn't know what a mentor was or anything like that. But my customers, these are wealthy, successful CEOs, business owners, whatever, and we would talk business all the time, and it was awesome. But I think it's because now that I've reached a certain level, and I got a million levels to go, but it's easy for me to look back and go, man, I wish someone would have just said this.
Yeah.
So it actually feels so good to help, because you feel like, you're doing what you wish someone would have done for you. So that's the thing. That's what we're trying to create at Light Up Expo, is like just this atmosphere of helping and relationships. And, you guys are going to have competition in the room. All the vendors are, but everyone there has the same mentality. Is like, listen, everyone can win. Everyone can win. And we're just trying to elevate the industry, elevate these struggling business owners that know that there's more out there. So appreciate you guys being a part of it. If people want to get a hold of you and BlueHopper, what's the best way to do that?
The best way to do that is connect at bluehopper.com. And we have phone numbers and forms readily available on our website, bluehopper.com. But connect at bluehopper.com would be the perfect. And we are fairly quick to get back and ensure any queries are solved, whether it is potential installer or existing customers, no matter what.
Love it. All right, guys. Well, you heard it. Go to bluehopper.com, connect with their team, and of course, come check them out at Light It Up Expo. So appreciate you taking time to be on here, Swapnil.
Absolutely. Thank you, Ryan, so much. And I look forward to see you in person.
I know. I'm excited. It's actually coming up quick. So we have like a to-do list, 1,000 things long. So it's going to be here too soon.
There you go. Well, all the very best, and let us know if we can be of any help.
All right. We might take you up on that.
Yeah.
All right, Swapnil, have a great day. Thanks so much for being on here.
Likewise.
Right, guys, hopefully you got inspired. Hopefully you got educated, got some ideas, and reach out to Swapnil and his team at bluehopper.com.